Joe! ジョーの野郎。鬼姫が完全にぶっ潰しやがって。
Oh my god. Hello everyone, welcome to Joe Consume Cinema. I'm your host, Extreme Measures, and today we have Ashita no Joe, episode 46. So last episode was a really tough one to watch. The way that they have decided to approach, their fix for the uppercuts from Rikishi is to practice this sway back, which again is the right approach. You could also use, lateral movement side to side. But how they went about, training that and literally beating it into Joe was just nuts. They 2-on-1 sparred Joe, Dangpei and Nishi. And yeah, Joe took so much damage. It's just, it's really getting to the point where like a human being can't take this without, again, their jaw going, them getting punch drunk, or even, worse than that, brain damage. Like, it is really that extreme. And granted, this is an anime, but for the most part, this has been an anime that, has been somewhat realistic. And this is the first time where we're getting into territory where I don't think a human being could take much of this and still be a fighter, let alone, continue to be able to walk on their own 2 feet. Like, it is that extreme. I'm not being hyperbolic here. It's that extreme. But yeah, I don't want to harp on that endlessly because I did nothing but complain about that, the last reaction. But yeah, we should either be getting the fight or I'm guessing maybe Rikishi's preparation. And again, he's still going through it with the weight cut. That's another thing too. They're both taking such, drastic measures, and it's dangerous on both ends just for different reasons. I think it's entirely possible that the quality of the fight we're going to get is going to be affected by it. So yeah, there's a lot going on right now, and unfortunately it's not anything good for either one of the guys. So yeah, it's very concerning. I still think once they actually have the fight, it's going to be a good fight. It's just, I think that's going to be the end of Rikishi and Joe, boxing-wise for sure, depending on how bad it is and how much more hell they go through for their preparation. Maybe even worse than that. Again, I do know back in my mind there's a bomb that's supposed to go off, so this could be really bad. And yeah, the only way to find out is just to find out. But before we begin, as always, remember to blank, blank, and blank. Still very much a small channel, so every like, comment, share, subscribe that we can get really helps out. Really appreciate it. Patreon link down below. I'm really trying to push the Patreon this year, so if you could sign up, even just as a free member, you'd be doing me a ton of good. With that, let's get right to it.
バッグに顔めがけ叩け叩け叩け明日はきっと
Oh god, not more of this.
よし、もう一丁
Ah, shit.
もうちょいってとこだな
I was really hoping we were done with this.
待ちな、西。目覚ましの水はもういい。せっかく気持ちよく伸びてるんだ。朝まで寝かせてやろうじゃないか。ちげえね、ほっときゃ死ぬまでやるやつだからよ。だが今日はもう精一杯やったんだ。明日また一生懸命やればいいさ。
Also, when a person does get concussed, the last thing you want to let them do is just sleep.
水
The man who risked death. Which one? Jesus. Just keeps drilling those uppercuts.
おいあれはなんだよ
At least he's got a doctor watching him, I guess. Nothing motivates him more than beating Joe. Yeah.
お嬢さん、これ以上もうとても無理です。
Well, I'd say at least he has, a doctor observing him, but it's not going to do much good if, he just keeps pushing himself like this.
しかしスケジュールでは確かまだあと2ラウンド残っていたはずですよ。
いいえ、終わりなのよ。
いかん、また勘違いをしたらしい。すいません、お嬢さん。
Either he really did and they just had to stop him, or he's losing track, which isn't good either.
あの冷静な力士がスパーリングのラウンド数を間違えるなんて。彼の言う通り、本当はあと2ラウンド残っているんです。我々は嘘をついたんですよ。
Yeah, just trying to protect him.
ほら、この近代設備を誇る白木ジムが気違い病院に見えてきたぜ。
Yeah. Just the sound of water's driving him insane.
力石君、たまには表へ出てみないこと？
I was gonna say, did they take him to a beach? That's kind of cruel. Water, water everywhere and not a drop to drink.
綺麗な花でしょ、力石君。こんなに冷たい冬の海岸にたった一輪咲いていたのよ。今のあなたには海や花の美しさなどは関係ないのね。あなたはどんなに苦しくても自分が力石トールであることを絶えず忘れないのね。
Oh no. The vase has water in it. Is he gonna drink it? Yeah, why the hell would they think taking him to a beach would be a good idea? Oh shit, oh. I thought he was gonna drink it. Oh my god. Jesus. This became a fucking horror film.
やめだ。もう減量はやめだ。減量はやめだ。
Oh my god.
水だ。冷たい水。誰か冷たい水。
さあ、これあなたのよ。大丈夫。私はあなたが渇きに耐えかねて減量を諦めたということを悲しんだりしてはいません。それよりあなたがほんの少しでも人間らしい弱さを持っていてくれたということがとても嬉しいの。私おじい様にお話ししてどんな手を打ってでも試合の方は中止させてあげます。これを飲んだからといって力石トールが力石トールで亡くなったなどという人は絶対にいないのよ。
そのお気持ちだけありがたく飲ませていただきます。
Oh shit.
もう少しでくじけるところでした。試合はもう目と鼻の先に迫っているというのに。でももう大丈夫です。もう今夜限り鍵も見張りもいりません。この痩せさらばえた体で立派に矢吹城と打ち合ってみせます。
力石君、
お嬢さんありがとう。本当に
かけ名前を取る力士おいらボクサー。
Okay, I took some time just to gather my thoughts. Episode 46. So what I thought happened. We got, Rikishi's perspective on, his prep for the fight. And for him, it's all about, you saw him shadowboxing in the sauna. just repeatedly throwing those uppercuts against the heavy bag. And they literally brought in a doctor to just observe him and make sure, he's not exerting himself too much. It's gotten so extreme that the reporters there, got to look at Rikishi, what he's doing, and how they locked him in that room. And the reaction that they have is like, this place has now become an insane asylum. Like, it looks that, just unhinged what they are doing to Rikishi. It's his own request, but still, it's just so extreme on both ends. We also saw, unfortunately, Joe is still doing more of that training. I thought they got the timing and then they were going to be done with it. No, they just keep doing it over and over again. Joe got knocked out, one final time. It looked like they spent basically an entire day or close to it just doing that over and over again. So Joe has gotten knocked out probably like a good 20 or maybe even 30 times now. The last time they just let him sleep, literally, put a blanket over him and just let him stay passed out. Again, all of this stuff is just leading me to think that whenever, this fight actually does happen, maybe next episode, I think. But when we finally get this fight, like, the quality is going to be so less than it should be. I'm pretty confident if Rikishi had come to Joe and said, look, I can't fight at bantamweight, it's too extreme of a weight cut, and they had just, gone up even one weight class more, Rikishi wouldn't be going through the shit he's going through. And Joe and Dangpei and Nishi, the approach that they're taking is just, I mean, there's so many other ways to deal with, the uppercut situation. There's got to be some workaround there, and they're just not doing it for whatever reason. But yeah, a lot of this seems just unnecessary at this point, but, they're both dead set on this, and you can't deny their passion for this. Again, I think it's insane. The closer and closer we get to the actual fight and just seeing what they're doing to prepare, the more I just have to agree with, Dangpei's overall assessment that this is going to destroy both fighters. And if they had never fought again, Joe would end up being, bantamweight champion, challenging for world titles. Rikishi would be lightweight champion, challenging for world titles, or, featherweight, whatever weight class he fights at usually. But yeah, not a ton to say about this one, just more of the same, unfortunately, for both guys. And yeah, we just got to get to the next one. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. As always, thanks for watching, and peace.